Good evening. Here is top news newsletter, starting with the headlines. Information Minister, national sovereignty and popular well-being out of discussion. Syrian army eliminates terrorists in several areas. Is Israel omitted from maps for Middle East? Information Minister Omran Zobi stressed that national sovereignty and popular will not be issued for discussion or dialogue, in a reference to the expected Russian-hosted consultative meeting among Syrians due to be held later this month. Minister El-Zobi told Syrian TV on Thursday that the details of the consultative meeting are to be announced by the hosting side, pointing out the ongoing coordination between the two foreign ministers of Syria and Russia on high levels, discussing issues and details of the meeting. Russia's invitations is clear and calls for a consultative meeting to prepare for other steps later that may include a Syrian dialogue conference, Al-Zobi said, and adding that the invitation has no preconditions and reflects Russia's care as a state to solve the crisis in Syria. The minister affirmed that Syria's approval of the Russian invitations to participate in the preliminary consultative meeting in Moscow with the aim of reaching an understanding on convening a conference for a dialogue among Syrians without any foreign interference comes in harmony with the national and political discourse of Syria since the beginning of the crisis, which is based on the only political track is the guarantee to reach national and political results that satisfy Syrians and meet their aspirations. The information minister cited that Muslim Brotherhood organization was founded on violence and didn't believe in political solutions throughout its history, so it's natural to be against any dialogue or political solution. On fighting terrorism, Minister Al-Zobi made it clear that the adopted methods in fighting terrorism aren't serious and not enough, since there are some countries who pretend politically to be fighting terrorism while in fact they are the ones that support and finance terrorism, like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Turkey and Israel. The Army and Armed Forces resumed its counter-terrorism operation on a Friday, eliminating many terrorists and destroying their hideouts, vehicles, weapons and equipment in several provinces. In Idlib, Army units eliminated a number of terrorists and injured others in the area of Ain Zayzoun, Al-Qastoun and Al-Bardi. Other units killed and injured a number of terrorists in the areas of Al-Harish, Baza, Tel Salloum, Al-Istabraq, in addition to eliminating many terrorists and destroying two of their vehicles, which were equipped with heavy machine guns. In Homs, Army units killed a number of terrorists and injured others in Al-War neighborhood in Homs city, Rahmoum village, and the area surrounds Al-Sultaniya, in addition to eliminating terrorists while they were trying to infiltrate toward Maksar al-Hassan and Abu al-Alaya. In Daraa, the Army units established control over a number of building blocks in the area surrounding Busra Square, in addition to destroying a makeshift explosive shells launcher and eliminating the terrorists who were using it in Al-Nazihin camp in Al-Dar al-Balad. Other units killed many terrorists and destroyed their equipment in the area surrounding the electricity company and the camp park in Dar al-Balad, and in Atman and its surroundings in Daraa countryside. The army targeted terrorist hideouts and concentrations in Ibta, Al-Nuaima, Da'il, Zimrin, and Inkul, killing squads of terrorists and destroying a number of vehicles equipped with a heavy machine gun. In Damascus countryside, the army units targeted terrorists hid out in Harasta and killed and injured a number of terrorists. One of them is a sniper. A unit of the armed forces targeted a terrorist hid out in western neighborhood in Zibdin city, Harasta, Daraya, Al-Qalamon, and Douma on Friday and destroyed its contents of weapons and ammunition. The army continued advancing in Jobar neighborhood and discovered and seized a 600-meter tunnel after killing or arresting all terrorists in it, as the reporters added. For months, publishing giant HarperCollins has been selling an atlas as it says was developed for schools in the Middle East. It trumped the work as providing students an in-depth coverage of the region and its issues. Its stated goals including help kids understand the relation between the social and physical environment, the region's challenge and its socio-economic development. Nice goals, but there is one missing. There is Syria, there is Jordan, there is Gaza, but no mentioning for Israel. The story was first reported by Catholic publication The Tablet. So how did this happen? Collins Bartholomew, a subsidiary of HarperCollins that specialized in map, told the Tablet that it would have been unacceptable to include Israel in atlas intended for the Middle East. They had deleted Israel to satisfy local preferences. However, the West Bank is clearly marked on the map but not Israel. From Iranian view, the Iranian Assistant Foreign Minister Hussein Amir Abdullahian retreated his country's full support to Syria in combating terrorism and eliminating terrorist organizations. Abdullahian pointed out in a statement that American justification and attempts to fight the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, the so-called ISIS terrorist organization, aim to pace the White House policies in the region. He added the fact is that the U.S. does nothing for combating terrorism, affirming that Washington is not even interested in weakening this terrorist organization, but it seeks to administrate it. That's all for today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Inas Ahmed. Good night.